This is continuing Ether chapter 2. We will start in verse 13. Here we go. And now I proceed with my record, for behold, it came to pass that the Lord did bring Jared and his brethren forth, even to that great sea which divideth the lands. And as they came to the sea, they pitched their tents, and they called the name of the place Moriancomer. And they dwelt in tents, upon the seashore for the space of 4 years. And it came to pass at the end of 4 years that the Lord came again unto the brother of Jared, and stood in a cloud and talked with him. And for the space of 3 hours did the Lord talk with the brother of Jared, and chastened him, because he remembered not to call upon the name of the Lord. And the brother of Jared repented of the evil which he had done, and did call upon the name of the Lord for his brethren who were with him. And the Lord said unto him, I will forgive thee and thy brethren of their sins, but thou shalt not sin any more. For ye shall remember that my spirit will not always strive with man. Wherefore, if ye will sin until ye are fully ripe, ye shall be cut off from the presence of the Lord. And these are my thoughts upon the land, which I shall give you for your inheritance, for it shall be a land choice above all other lands. And I like that opening there. They come to the seashore. They come to the ocean. They come to the sea, as it says, that divides the lands. So this is the ocean. This is the sea that separates the continents. And they pitch their tents, and they stay there for 4 years. But they forget to do the duty, and they don't pray as often as they should. They don't call on the Lord. They don't thank him and all that. And after 4 years, God appears to the brother of Jared and says, hey, what's up? What's up with this? Why aren't you talking to him? Why aren't you praying? Why aren't you doing what you're supposed to be doing? And Jared, or the brother of Jared, takes it in humility and repents. And I love the promise. This is it, Sin no more, for you shall remember that my spirit will not always strive with man. Saying, be careful. If you don't keep up, if you don't keep praying, if you don't keep reading your scriptures, then you are susceptible to falling into the hands of Satan. And things won't go good for you anymore. So, let us continue though. Verse 16. And the Lord said, Go to work and build, after the manner of barges which ye have hitherto built. And it came to pass that the brother of Jared did go to work, and also his brethren, and built barges after the manner which they had built, according to the instructions of the Lord. And they were small, and they were light upon the water, even like unto the lightness of a fowl upon the water. And they were built after a manner that they were exceedingly tight, even that they should hold water like unto a dish. And the bottom thereof was tight like unto a dish, and the sides thereof were tight like unto a dish, and the ends thereof were peaked. And the top thereof was tight like unto a dish, and the length thereof was the length of a tree. And the door thereof, when it was shut, was tight like unto a dish. Watertight barges. This is the length of a tree, so probably between 50 and 100 feet. Probably not even that long. Probably about 50 feet long is probably what it would be. And somewhat cigar-shaped, you might say. Peaked at the end, so the ends came down to a point kind of thing. And it came to pass that the brother of Jared cried unto the Lord, saying, O Lord, I have performed the work which thou hast commanded me, and I have made the barges according as thou hast directed me. And behold, O Lord, in them there is no light. Whither shall we steer? And also we shall perish, for in them we cannot breathe, save it is the air which is in them. Therefore we shall perish. I just want to say this shows you how well these people understood life in general. Our need to breathe. Not just our need to breathe. They understood oxygen. They understood the air around us, that you could suffocate without being able to breathe. Now, that may not seem like a great thing, but it's just one of those minor indications that these people understood even some basic science. The other thing I do have to say, It says that they built the barges after the manner which ye have hitherto built. So these are similar to the barges they've been building all along. And yet only now is he mentioning that they don't have light and they can't breathe. Something's missing in the record there. Either the previous barges had a different design in some way, or they simply were only in them for a few hours as they crossed lakes and seas, and these things never were a concern. But now they're crossing the water, especially if they were crossing the Pacific Ocean, which is what I think they did. Then they're going to be on the waters for several days, possibly a month or two. And so the air and light wasn't a concern before because they were only in them for a short period of time. And now the brother of Jared is looking at this huge water and say, wait a minute, how are we going to do this? I mean, it's worked before, so we were only there maybe a day. But what about this now? So it's just an interesting thought. Verse 20. And the Lord said unto the brother of Jared, Behold, thou shalt make a hole in the top and also in the bottom. And when thou shalt suffer for air, thou shalt unstop the hole and receive air. And if it be so that the water come in upon thee, behold, ye shall stop the hole, that ye may not perish in the flood. And it came to pass that the brother of Jared did so, according as the Lord had commanded. Now, I do want to point out, this is one thing, I watched a video that kind of pointed this out, and I think that in this point, I think they were right. When you want air, you unstop the top hole. Air comes in, you breathe, you're all good. When you stop the top hole, when you seal that up, you can then unstop the bottom, and the air pressure will keep the water from coming in. And this will allow you to dispose of any waste that is building up. You just shovel it out the hole. So now, in the video I watched, I can't remember who it was from, it was on YouTube a while ago, but they described the boats as just being barges that would sail on the water, but the waves would crash over them, so you'd have to stop it up. And I actually think the barges were cylindrical and would roll with the waves, and you'd have to kind of strap yourself in. So when a wave hit you, the barge would roll, and then when it came to a rest, you could unstop the top hole and plug it back up when you needed to. But you had the two holes, one for air, one for disposing of waste, depending on which way you flipped over. You might use this hole, but if you flip over, then you got to use the other hole. So that's the way I've always pictured it anyways. But let us continue. Verse 22. And he cried unto the Lord, and he cried again unto the Lord, saying, O Lord, behold, I have done even as thou hast commanded me, and I have prepared the vessels for my people, and behold, there is no light in them. Behold, O Lord, wilt thou suffer that we shall cross this great water in darkness? And the Lord said unto the brother of Jared, What will ye that I should do, that ye may have light in your vessels? For behold, ye cannot have windows, for they will be dashed in pieces. Neither shall ye take fire with you, for ye shall not go by the light of fire. For behold, ye shall be as a whale in the midst of the sea, for the mountain waves shall dash upon you. Nevertheless, I will bring you up again out of the depths of the sea, for the winds have gone forth out of my mouth, and also the rains and the floods have I sent forth. And behold, I prepare you against these things. For ye cannot cross this great deep, save I prepare you against the waves of the sea, and the winds which have gone forth, and the floods which shall come. Therefore, what will ye that I should prepare for you, that ye may have light when ye are swallowed up in the depths of the sea? You see, that's the description that gives me the impression that these guys aren't sitting upright the entire time. These barges are rolling around in the ocean. The waves, this isn't just rolling waves on the surface that's pushing. They're going to be like whales. They're being submerged in the water. They're rolling with the currents of the sea. The winds, big waves washing them around. These guys weren't staying upright. And so they had to strap themselves in. They had to strap the animals in, or build cages that would hold the animals. Animals might get tussled a little bit, but you have to do these things. That's why they couldn't have windows, because the waves would be too strong, and the water pressure from being underwater just shattered the glass. On the other hand, they couldn't have fire, because that being shook up and being rolled around, you build a fire on the ground and you get flipped over and everything goes flying. Not safe. The other thing I want to mention is, I love this, that the brother of Jared, he asked about the air, and God said, well, this is what you got to do for the air. But he asked about light, and God said, okay, what do you want me to do about it? You come up with a solution. And I find that very fascinating. God asked the brother of Jared to find his own solution. How many times does God tell us to find our solution, and then God will support us in it if it is a good solution? If it is a solution that he can support, he will support it. He doesn't have to. He may give us an answer, but he also may ask us to come up with an answer, and then he will support us in it. And I'm going to leave that one here. We'll pick up in Ether again next time. I think I am reading the first 8 chapters of Ether before I return to Genesis.